Women don't know men. But this man said it perfectly.
I never knew that men were so deep. Touched me to my core. Don't she look like she was like touching herself, like she was rubbing her shoulder? she looked like she was laying in the bed. It's just like she was laying in the bed, and her bed was nothing but silk sheets and fur covers. And she had candlelight. But look at how her face look right now. She's pouting. Bro, I feel dirty.
Ready to go. Ready for more. Let's go.
What up, y'all?
Welcome
To the J&O Show.
We talk about
Things that we were never told. I'm Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
I did my sparkles too early.
Do it now.
Hey.
We don't even know what we're going to react to because I sent this so long ago. I sent this back in August the 3rd. I don't even know what it is no more. So,
we're going to find out together.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Push play.
Women don't know men. But this man said it perfectly. Give a look.
I want to know, are you safe to love? I want to know, can I trust you with love? I want to know, if I tell you my secrets, will you respect me in the morning? Will you, in a fit of anger, turn on me and use what I told you in a moment of weakness against me? Because if you do that, you are telling me that I cannot trust you. And you teach me to shut up. Every time you betray my trust, you seal in me another layer of silence. And when I scream, I die screaming, and you can't hear me, and you never know why I died, because you taught me not to talk to you when you use my talk against me. Emotions. You say we have no emotions. You haven't got a clue. We got emotions you never even saw.
This blew me away.
Well, you know, emotions. We got emotions you never heard of. And I never knew that men were so deep. Touched me to my core. Don't she look like she was like touching herself, like she was rubbing her shoulder? she looked like she was laying in the bed. It's just like she was laying in the bed, and her bed was nothing but silk sheets and fur covers. And she had candlelight. But look at how her face look right now. She's pouting. Bro, I feel dirty. I feel dirty after watching that clip just because of how she introed that joke. She reminded me of back in the day, the radio show, The Quiet Storm. She's a female version of The Quiet Storm, bro. Like, she just talking sexy for no reason. Like, it's a Thursday morning at like 5 o'clock, and everybody getting up to go to work, and she just come on the radio. Here's your girl. Like, yo, are you like playing with nipple clips while you on the radio? Like, what's going on right now? Like, this sounds really intense. Just really intense. I'm totally gonna cut that out. You're not even gonna hear it. We gotta keep it like PG-13 or something. Alrighty. Anyway, that was that. I'm sorry. I had to crack on the intro because it was just a lot. Okay, so what do you think about what Mr. Jakes said?
No, I thought that was so on point because I've seen that happen like in real life. It's sad, like, but I've seen it both ways. I've seen men do it to women, and I've seen women do it to men. You can't do that. Like, you cannot use what your partner is telling you in a moment of weakness, as he said, against them, like when you get upset or you're in an argument, like to throw it in their face. Hey, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Because when you do that, that's not gonna make the person ever want to share anything with you again, because they're just gonna be like, yo, you're gonna use it against me. Right. The next time we get into an argument or something happens, you're gonna throw it up in my face. You got that right. It's just unhealthy behavioral habits. That's what that is, as far as I'm concerned. Really good.
You hear about stuff like that. We talk about them often just because they represent some of the most extreme views concerning relationships from the male perspective. But Fresh and Fit will talk about stuff like that, and they'll be like, yo, you're not supposed to tell women your thoughts because they won't respect you a certain way, and this is why you don't open up to women. It's a lot of very defensive type of tactics to keep yourself from being hurt. To an extent, if I don't know you True, because some dudes will come out and they'll just start giving stuff off really early. Women as well will just start telling a lot of stuff way too early. A lot of us are having sex too early, so it puts us in this position where we're open. If it's a guy who doesn't have a lot of bodies, he can be open. If it's a woman in general who doesn't have a lot of bodies, she can open up way too early. And if you decide to go and be sleeping with people early on in the relationship,
that was probably a bad idea.
Especially if you're of a certain age and you really want to be married yesterday, it could put you in a situation to get a lot of hurt because you're too open to people. But I'm pretty sure he's talking about like husbands, people in committed long-term relationships where we already established certain things, we've crossed certain things. I'm sorry, for those of you who may not know, because you may be new to the channel, but this is the channel by married people,
for married people,
and for people who want to be married. So even though there is some debate on the subject, I can tell you that I've seen so much evidence that things change when you get married.
Things will never be the same again.
Yes.
You move different. The level of commitment is not the same. You can be with somebody for years and years and years, and if you don't ever get married, you're never going to see that click over and that change. I think a lot of the things that people are doing, even in this clip, is about protecting themselves from being hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people moving and making decisions based on fear of being vulnerable to somebody and what they can do with the information once they get it.
Yep.
And the same thing happens with people when they talk about whether they want to get married or not. Men don't want to be vulnerable to women, understandably, with their finances. But men are expected to normally be providers. Women don't want to be vulnerable with men with their emotions, but they're expected to nurture.
Right.
If I'm vulnerable with you, with my emotions, and you turn that against me, of course, I'm going to start to protect myself.
Right.
If I'm vulnerable with my finances and I get a divorce and you take half my ish, I'm going to feel some kind of way. So I understand a lot of what's going on, which is why we give you guys tips about having vetting communities around you to help you sift through people, because when you're in it, you can't see it a lot of times. Also educate yourself and put in some work and some effort, just like you do at your job, to make sure that you understand relationships. Just like you said, you know, there's a such thing as fighting fair, and you need to know that stuff. Some of us nowadays might need to get therapy because we don't have the communities around us that can help guide us through these situations. We did a video a long time ago that we did not put out, the show Arranged, that's on Lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
We never put it out because of copyright issues that we might run into. But it basically, we documented some of the things that the people who lived in these communities that supported arranged marriages and how they helped to keep the couples together and to open people up to what they couldn't see about how they were acting. And the young guy in one of the shows, I mean, he was wilding out. Like, he was a class A douchebag. It was so bad.
That's really bad.
It was so bad. It was like season 1, 2. It was so horrible. And the thing is, when he was in it, he couldn't tell
how much of a douche he was.
Yeah, he didn't even realize how he was acting. One thing about relationships is it tells on you.
You got that right.
It tells on you.
It shows you
It
yourself.
shows you who you are and how you are. And that's another thing that a lot of people have to be made aware of, is that relationships show you yourself, and it's not always a pleasant thing to go through at all. The best thing that I can say in a situation like that is to have a community around you to know how to go about stuff. Yes, there are definitely relationships where people use the things that they learn from each other against each other. There's a such thing as, like I said, fair fighting. And don't be surprised if you act like that. If you if you don't fight fair and you use the things that your partner tells you in confidence against them, whether it's about an insecurity or about something that happened, it could be something about a family member, and if they confide in you and you used it against them, don't be surprised if you never gain that level of trust again, because some people will cut you off indefinitely for making a mistake like that, depending on what happened in their past. So you just got to be aware of that.
True.
Anything else?
I was just going to say, I had brought this up in another video where I was watching the Dear Wifey podcast, and one of the things when we're talking about community and arranged marriages, the community is so much involved that if you were to get a divorce, you can't just get a divorce. You actually have to go to the community, because they're like, you get married in front of a community, and the community is there to support you. So if you decide to end your marriage, you have to go back to that community. That basically
was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
For them to be able to kind of like try to figure out the situation, what's going on, what's going wrong, and try to basically help you through it. which I think is pretty dope.
I love the fact that the community would tell you if you're the one being the douchebag
Right,
once
if
they
you're
get
the
all the
problem.
information.
Right.
And they'll let you know about tell you about yourself. And I
Yeah.
think that having a community that holds you accountable is huge in all aspects of life, but especially in relationships.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be it on this one.
Okay.
Comment down below and let us know what you guys think about that. And also, if you're gotten to this point and you have not subscribed, go ahead and push that subscribe button. It might be right around here or here or here.
It's somewhere.
Just look for our picture, okay? And click on it. All right? Stop cheating on us.
Wow.
Go ahead and commit. Hit the subscribe button and let us know you care.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. She's serious about that one. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Press the off button.